This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Cali, the Chi-Town is Bears on the flight. Let me go tune in to KIEQ on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the likes.
People around the NFL are absolutely disrespecting the Chicago Bears right now. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of KIEQ on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, make sure you also do me a huge favor by also hitting the like button on today's episode of KIEQ on the Mic. So, Bears fans, on today's episode of KIEQ on the Mic, I am going to go ahead and give my final record prediction for the Chicago Bears this season, with today being the last preseason game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears will be busy over the next week or two making their final cuts and getting their roster to the final 53. So I felt like today was the perfect opportunity for me to come on here and share my final record prediction for the Chicago Bears. I know that I have high expectations for the Bears. I know you guys have high expectations as well for the team this season. And Bears fans, I feel like a lot of people are disrespecting our Bears this year. There's people on social media thinking that the Bears won't make it to even 5 wins. The Bears are actually the most bet team to hit the under on the 8.5 win total this season, set by BetUS. And speaking of BetUS, I want to give them a huge shout out for being the sponsor of today's video. And I kind of wanted to take you guys along for the ride and talk about how you guys can make your bets on the Chicago Bears all season long using BetUS, using my special link down below in the description of this video. For example, if you guys wanted to go right now to BetUS and make your bet on the over for the Chicago Bears 8.5 season win total, all you have to do is go to BetUS right now. Obviously, you just have to log into your special account. And BetUS allows you to bet on anything that you want. All you have to do is go to the football, and you can bet on any game you want. You can bet NFL week 1, 2, 3, all season long. I am looking to bet on the Chicago Bears 8.5 season win total. So you can go down. And this is what's so cool about BetUS, Bears fans, that they let you bet on anything you want. If you're a soccer fan, go bet on soccer. But for me, I'm going to be betting on the Chicago Bears all season long. So I'm going to go all the way down, Bears fans, and go to NFL regular season win futures. I am going to go ahead and select Chicago Bears, display selected. It'll instantly take you to everything Chicago Bears. But for this, I'm going to the 2024-2025 Chicago Bears regular season wins. The money line right now for the over 8.5 wins for the Bears is at -165. A lot of people are taking the under 8.5 wins at +135. But for me, Bears fans, you know I'm an optimistic fan, so I'm going to go ahead and take the over. You put your bet right in here. If you want to do $50, you can do $50. If you want to do 100, you can do 100. If you even want to do $500, you can do $500. If you're that confident in the Bears hitting that over on their win total, go ahead and go bet. The cool thing about BetUS, Bears fans, is that they're offering a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. And once again, all you got to do is click the special link down below in the description of today's video to go bet on Chicago Bears football all season long. I absolutely love them. I'm glad that they're going to be my partner all season long. And once again, please gamble responsibly if you're going to be using my special link to bet Bears football all season long through BetUS. So here we go, Bears fans. Once again, there's a lot of people out there disrespecting our Bears. So today, I'm going to give my final regular season prediction for the Bears. And let me tell you, I expect the Bears to win way more than 5 football games. Week 1, the Chicago Bears take on the Tennessee Titans, and I think that is going to be a huge win for Caleb Williams' debut in Soldier Field. I think Caleb Williams is better than Will Levis. I think our roster is better than the Tennessee Titans roster. I think DeAndre Hopkins is not even going to be playing for the Titans that game, and I think that's going to be a huge loss. I know the Titans have some pieces on the defensive line. I think Jeffrey Simmons actually got hurt during the preseason. I'm not sure if he's going to be available for week 1 against the Bears, but I do think the Bears are better than the Tennessee Titans. I think the Bears start off with a big win and go 1-0. Then we travel to the Houston Texans, and obviously the Texans are a hot commodity in the National Football League this season. They have CJ Stroud coming off a rookie of the year performance, a legendary rookie year for CJ Stroud. They added Stephon Diggs, Danielle Hunter. They already have Tank Dell. They already have Will Anderson Jr. That is going to be a tough game for Caleb Williams and the Bears on Sunday Night Football. I don't think we are going to get blown out. That's going to be a tough place to play. And I do think the Bears will suffer a loss in week 2 to the Houston Texans, and that will put our record at 1-1. Then we travel to Indy to take on the Colts. And I think Caleb Williams bounces back in a big way. And to me, a very hostile environment with that Colt fan base. I think at this point, you have to look at a guy like Anthony Richardson. I know there are a lot of people excited about a guy like Anthony Richardson, but I think Caleb Williams will outshine Anthony Richardson. I think the Bears get a huge win to move to 2-1. Then we travel back home to Soldier Field to take on the Los Angeles Rams. And the Rams are a team that are kind of dealing with quite a bit of injuries. Obviously, this is going to be their first season with no Aaron Donald, which that's going to be a sigh of relief because I did not want to see Caleb Williams go against a guy like Aaron Donald. But the Rams are dealing with a lot of injuries. I know they still have Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, right? They're still a very good football team. But I think the fact that we are at home in this game, I think the home crowd of these rowdy Bears fans, our team's going to be able to rally. I think Caleb Williams and the Bears get a big win at home against the Rams to move to 3-1. Then week 5, we stay in Chicago to take on the Carolina Panthers. I don't think I have to do much explaining for this one, Bears fans. I think the Chicago Bears are still better than the Carolina Panthers. I think Bryce Young will have a better year 2 with the Carolina Panthers, but I still think Caleb Williams is better than Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. And Panthers fans, I just want to let you guys know that, yes, the Chicago Bears still own you, and we're going to beat you guys this year, week 5, to move to 4-1. Then we travel to London for that early game, week 6, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Look, Bears fans, I really wanted to give the Bears the win here. But I think with the time difference and, with all the other things, the Jaguars are used to playing in London. This is like a home game for them. Even though they counted this as a home game for the Chicago Bears, the Bears really definitely got screwed when the schedule came out and we found out that one of our home games was actually going to be in London. I think this is going to be a secretly tough game for Caleb Williams. It wouldn't surprise me if this is the off game for the Chicago Bears in general. Hopefully, Matt Eberflus has a plan in place to get those guys out there early, get adjusted to the time. I think this is a winnable game for the Bears, but I can definitely see us dropping this one to the Jacksonville Jaguars week 6 in London to move to 4-2. Week 7, we have a bye. So going 4-2 into the bye would be a massive win for Chicago Bears fans. It would be a massive win for Matt Eberflus, Ryan Poles, and the Bears organization to be 4-2 going into the bye. I think the confidence would be really high for this young Bears football team. Off the bye, week 8, we play at the Washington Commanders. This would be Jaden Daniels versus Caleb Williams, and I think Caleb Williams will also get the edge here. I believe this game will be on Thursday Night Football. It's going to be prime time, I believe. Number 1 versus number 2. Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels is going to be electric. I think the Bears get a huge win off the bye to go 5-2. Then week 9, we travel to the Arizona Cardinals. I think this is also a win. I think the Bears are better than the Cardinals as well. I think we move to 6-2. I think the Cardinals could possibly be a sneaky team in the NFC, but overall, I still think we are better than the Arizona Cardinals. So I think the Bears move to 6-2 with a big win over Arizona. Week 10, we play the New England Patriots, and I'm not sure if Drake May is going to be starting at this point. I believe he will possibly be the starting quarterback for the Patriots at this time. So we're going to get to see Drake May versus Caleb Williams. There's a reason that Caleb Williams was the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. The Bears will finally be hitting their stride, winning multiple games, right? Obviously, we already reached past the win total that radio analyst thought we would get to, thinking that we're only going to win 5 games this year. I knew that wasn't the case. I think the Bears beat the Patriots to go 7-2 in week 10. Then week 11, this is going to be a highly anticipated game. It's going to be Caleb Williams' first shot to change the narrative against the Green Bay Packers. And I'm going to try my best not to get hyped as a Bears fan. I think Green Bay comes to Chicago and beats us. And Caleb Williams' ever first opportunity to change that tide. I could definitely be wrong. I think Caleb Williams could very well go out there and make a statement. I know there's a lot of Bears fans, including myself, that really want to sweep the Green Bay Packers. But I think Jordan Love It's going to come into Chicago and break our hearts again. And I think it's going to be a close game, but I think they're going to edge us out once again in Soldier Field, and the Bears will drop to 7-3. Week 12, we stay at home against the Minnesota Vikings. And I don't know what's going to happen with the Minnesota Vikings. You know, as much as I know that there are division rivals, I truly feel for Minnesota Vikings fans right now because they are definitely going through it. Sam Darnold's going to be their starting quarterback. JJ McCarthy is out for the year. They definitely still have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, maybe a couple pieces on the defense side of the ball as well. They're definitely older on the defense side of the ball. But I think the Bears are going to be better than the Vikings this year, and I think they beat them in Week 12 to go to 8-3. Then the Bears, Week 13 at Detroit on Thanksgiving. Detroit has been very underwhelming on Thanksgiving. There's a lot of hype about the Lions on Thanksgiving, but they don't do really well on the holiday, right? Every single year, a lot of hype. I think Caleb Williams is going to be a statement game. He goes in and beat the Lions on Thanksgiving to move to 9-3. And I know the Lions have a lot of hype. They were one game away from the Super Bowl. The Lions are a very good football team. But I think the Chicago Bears has what it takes to beat the Detroit Lions, especially on Thanksgiving. Don't forget that the Bears were 4 minutes away from sweeping the Detroit Lions with Justin Fields as the quarterback. I think Caleb Williams is going to give the Detroit Lions fits for years. And I think it starts in Week 13 on Thanksgiving. Then the Bears travel to California. I will actually be at this game to take on the San Francisco 49ers. As much as I want to see the Chicago Bears win this game, and I think they will go in there and compete, I'm just at this moment, just being realistic, I am going to give the 49ers the edge. I think the 49ers are still going to be one of the NFC's best. I think they will have a couple of shots to win the big game. And I think, once again, the Bears will be ready to go in there and compete. I think it will be a close game. I think Caleb Williams and Brock Purdy will battle it out all game long. I think it may come down to which defense can hold up. And, you know, the 49ers defense has been doing it for a long time. So I'm going to give the 49ers the slight edge here, and the Bears will drop to 9-4. Then Week 15, we travel to Minnesota. I believe this game will be Monday Night Football, so another primetime game for Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. And I do think the Bears will sweep the Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings will be better than a lot of people expect. I think you know what you're going to get out of Sam Darnold at this point in his career. But I think they will be better than what people expect. But I think the Bears do have the better roster. And at this point in time, I think Caleb Williams will finally be comfortable. The defense will be gelling. The Chicago Bears football team should be able to hit their stride at this point, Week 15 in the NFL, especially with playoffs on the line. I think they get a huge win in Minnesota to go 10-4. Then Week 16, Detroit Lions will come to Chicago, and I think they will get redemption. I think we will lose to Detroit at home. And I know a lot of people are like, well, wouldn't you think we would beat the Lions? I'm at home and they would beat us, on Thanksgiving. No, I think it's going to be the opposite, actually. I think we split with the Lions and we drop to 10-5. Then on Thursday Night Football, Week 17, we take on the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is also going to be a very intriguing game. Geno Smith, Caleb Williams. I think Seattle has a very good young defensive line as well. They definitely have a lot of offensive pieces with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett on the offensive side of the ball. This is going to be Shane Waldron's first opportunity to go against his former team as well. I absolutely love the matchup, right? I think the Chicago Bears will win a tough game against the Seattle Seahawks to move to 11-5. But don't count out Geno Smith and do not count out the Seattle Seahawks. I think they're going to be a very good team this year within the NFC West. And finally, Week 18 versus the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. The Chicago Bears finally going to Lambeau Field after years and years and years and years of getting dominated by this franchise, and they finally get over the hump and beat the Green Bay Packers to go 12-5 on the season and make the playoffs. I can't confirm or deny if this will be enough to win the division, but this will definitely be enough for the Chicago Bears in Caleb Williams' rookie season to make the NFL playoffs. Yes, Bears fans, I expect the Chicago Bears to go 12-5 this season. There is no way that you can look at this schedule for the Chicago Bears and think that there's only 5 wins on this schedule. The Chicago Bears at the lowest should at least get 9 wins this season. And this may be me just being optimistic. I know there may be a lot of people on the comments of the day's video saying, KIEQ, you're absolutely out of your mind if you think the Chicago Bears are going to win 12 games. I am going to stick to this prediction. I think the high for the Bears this year is 12 wins, and the low for me will be 9. I'm going to stick to that. If they do not reach this feat, you guys can come into my comment section and tell me that I was wrong. But I think the Chicago Bears, even in Caleb Williams' rookie season, will be good enough to compete not only in the NFC North, but possibly make the playoffs within the NFC. So Bears fans, how do you guys feel about my final record prediction on today's episode of KIEQ on the Mic? Let me know what you think the Chicago Bears will go this season down below in the comment section, but I got them going 12-5. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of KIEQ on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. And Bears fans, make sure you don't forget to go to BetUS using my special link down below in the description of this video to receive your 125% match bonus up on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. And Bears fans, once again, make sure you guys gamble responsibly. Better than that, be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on KIEQ on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't KIEQ on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't KIEQ on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't KIEQ on the mic.